Pretty amazing, everybody, that we're still here talking about this stuff with 10 minutes left to go in the show. But we want to certainly welcome everybody back and thank you to Michael Libby for hanging out with us. We're going over his candidate in the 3rd District, Desmond Adams. Now, I think I asked Desmond this. I can't remember what his response was, but is there any other announced Democratic candidate at this point other than him?
Well, yes, there are. Yes. He'll have a primary in June.
Okay.
There's a fellow by the name of Jim Maurer who moved from Iowa's 4th District.
That's right.
He lost handily to Steve King.
Well, Steve King will have that seat as long as he wants it.
And he decided he wanted to run for this congressional district, so he moved from the 4th to the 3rd District. Let's see. Who else? And then our good friend Mike Scherzan. Mike Scherzan is an interesting fellow. He is a wealthy investor, businessman. A good guy, and he has decided to once again throw his hat in the ring to attempt to win the 3rd Congressional District and represent Iowa. Mike's a good guy, and so is Jim. You know, I think you'll look at all 3 of these Democratic contenders, Desmond Adams and Jim and Mike, and see that they basically all believe the same thing. The bottom line is who can win,
right?
And if Democrats really want to win, if they want to play ball and not win, go ahead. But if you want to win, that's where the secret comes in, and that's where Desmond Adams is the victor.
What is encouraging to me about what you just said, not just about Desmond, but about some of these other guys, is that for the last couple of cycles, we've been hearing from public television, from the Des Moines Register, from the Gazette over in Cedar Rapids, that the Democrats don't have a very deep bench in Iowa, that we're really struggling to bring folks around, that which is part of the reason why we had trouble with the Democratic gubernatorial nomination a few years ago, and it is what's the word I'm looking for? Encouraging. It's encouraging to hear that we have candidates that are willing to throw their hat in, that we have a guy like Desmond Adams who's getting some broad support, not just in Polk County, but also, I mean, talking about Pottawatomie County, I mean, you've got a lot of those folks coming over from Omaha to redden up that district, you know. So that is certainly a good thing.
You go throughout the district, Cass County, Adams County, and Shelby County. You take a look at this, and this is a very diverse district. And who better to represent a very diverse district than a very diverse candidate? He who understands not only business acumen, he's a businessman. He graduated from Drake University with a law degree, but he also took it the hard way, getting a GED from Job Corps. So here's a guy that has the experience quality that has gone from pretty much absolutely nothing to a success, and has not forgotten the people along the way. And I think that broad ability to communicate with the electorate has been one of the reasons that he's gained so much attraction.
One of the frequent attacks leveled against, liberals mainly and Democrats in general is, how are you going to pay for this? Who's going to pay? And the last time he talked specifically about corporations, which make an easy target, except keep in mind, Democrats also vote on giving their own pet corporations tax breaks. How's Desmond going to overcome a tax like that? Because talking to him the last time, he seemed to have the same. It's a new guy with the same tired ideas. Like
what?
Like the attack of how are you going to pay for this?
I'm sorry.
Tax loopholes.
Tax loopholes.
Yeah, because Democrats vote for him too, just as well as Republicans do. Look, so how's he going to overcome that attack? Because it sounds like it's the same old idea wrapped up in a brand new, very articulate guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't think necessarily.
And he's very charming.
Yeah, thank you. He is very charming. 6'5" and bald. He says he stands out in almost any group. One of the things about Desmond is that as a business person, as a taxpayer, as an individual who's had to balance a budget, he understands the necessity to be fair and equitable along a wide and broad spectrum. I don't think that you're going to see, if we were going to start throwing out the baby with the bathwater and saying that all politicians are evil, so therefore politics is bad, and everybody votes for the same things according to whomever their favorites are. He's going to be a freshman congressman in Washington, D.C. And I think what's really good for Iowa, irrespective of everything else, is Iowa with a population with less than 3% of the population is African Americans. We send an African American to Congress. That is going to lift up, in my humble opinion, the status of Iowa as the state that first recognized the rights of individuals. And you talked about it earlier, about how...
now, that's a nice diatribe, but you still haven't answered how he's going to respond to that attack. Specifically, how are you going to pay for it? How is he going to pay for all these ideas? Don't get me wrong. I think sending anybody to Congress who is smart and charming is going to be good for Iowa. We just got done doing it with women, right? With Joni Ernst. I don't see the left responding with joy to that. But, I guess my thing is how is he going to pay for all this? How is he going to do that? Who's he going to tax? Who's going to get punished for all these old ideas?
Well, I don't know whether or not you've been able to read some of his provisions relative to taxes, but fair and equitable are two of the words that come to mind. We do not live in an overtaxed society. We have more tax loopholes in our tax law. You can drive a school bus through all of them. It's no, you mentioned GE. GE, who paid how much in taxes last year?
They got $1 billion back in taxes.
There you go. And we continue, and we look at other groups.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
everybody's on the same side.
Doc, is going to get gored.
Doc, listen. There aren't two sides to this story. There is one side of the story. The one side of the story is the care and welfare of the American people. It is not Democrat. It is not Republican. It is not corporate. It is not us, the little guy. We have to have someone that's going to champion the rights of all of us, not kowtow to the individuals that are corporations or the wealthy. And I think that we're going to get that with Desmond Adams because he firmly believes in the aspect of not only equality, because he's had to live that way, but also equality and opportunity for each and every individual and corporation.
All right, we're going to wrap this show up. We're getting down to the end of the time. Mm-hmm. I love having Michael on.
Me too.
Yeah, we love doing the show. I want to do a shout out for Desmond Adams for the 3rd Congressional District. It is Adams for Congress. And then you can follow him on Twitter at Desmond, that's with a U, Adams for the number 4 IA. And you can also do DesmondAdams.com. That's Desmond with a U, Adams.com.
Pretty slick logo, huh?
Yeah, I like that. I like that because he will win. Duh. Why would you vote for a loser, right? Which brings me back to why would you vote Democrat if you wouldn't vote for a loser? I don't know. It creates a situation in here.
The last 2 presidential elections come to mind.
Yeah. Well, which managed to lose you the House and the Senate in an overwhelming manner. Anyway, enough politics. I want to thank Michael Libby,
Thank you guys.
Who's got his show over on KRNT. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I do non-toxic talk radio. Can you believe that?
They call this toxic again.
I know.
Yeah. We talk about business. It's a radio program that talks about national, local, regional business. We also have long form business interviews daily, Monday through Friday, AM 940, FM 104.5, and on HD 103.3 HD2. Monday through 5:05 in the afternoon here in the Metro. It's the only business news broadcast, by the way, Doc, in, we think, 5 states.
No kidding.
Yeah, daily.
Great. Congratulations. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You doing anything this week? All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Joe, send your check.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Shaw, and I love these guys. Both of them.
Love these guys. Get over here. Love both of them.